Welcome back to Nightly Health. We seem to be getting another call. Hello?
Aye.
And what's your name, caller?
Desperate.
And what seems to be the problem today?
Rhonda and I live on the street. I feel so close to her. After all, she is all I have. Lately, she's been staying at another shelter, and I think she might be seeing someone else. I guess I can't complain. We went through a period when I was sexually involved with my previous girlfriend who had been dating someone else that had genital warts. I think things are starting to look up. I've started a cool job, and there's possibility of an apartment that we may be able to move into. If this happens, Rhonda and I will be more serious about trying to have a baby. We have been trying. Neither of us have seen our family doctors, nor have we been to a clinic. Any advice to what we can do to get pregnant would be great. I want to have the baby as soon as possible, but sometimes Rhonda thinks we should wait.
Okay, and any specific questions?
Yes. How can we improve our sexual health and build a healthy relationship?
Well, your sexual health is by no means perfect, and it does need some work. In fact, your sexual health is poor from a quality standpoint. You appear to be having trust issues. You seem to be worrying about Rhonda seeing someone else while staying at another homeless shelter. If the two of you had good sexual health, you would be able to communicate with each other more effectively and partake in a healthier relationship. Also, sir, you personally do not understand the consequences of sexual activity. You claim that you were sexually involved with your previous girlfriend who had been dating someone else with genital warts. Therefore, your previous girlfriend could easily have contracted genital warts and then given it to you. Sexually transmitted infections are not healthy for anybody in a relationship, be it physically, mentally, or emotionally. You could improve your sexual health by communicating with each other more, rather than do things behind each other's back and spending time away from each other at different shelters. You should remain with each other at all times. As you say, you live on the street and you only have each other. You should be more intimate with each other and enjoy the time together. You should practice healthy behaviors such as compromise and telling the truth, as well as talking to each other about any and all problems you might be experiencing. If one of you does something wrong, you must be able to take responsibility for your behavior and be able to admit your misdoing to the other. Once you are able to get closer with each other and communicate more effectively, your sexual health and thus your relationship will flourish.
Thank you. Why are we experiencing these difficulties and what issues might we face?
The cause of the cause of your poor reproductive health may be one of several things. First, there might be environmental factors such as smoking or alcohol. If you are a smoker, your sperm might not be good quality, and thus it is difficult for you to reproduce. In addition, if either of you is drinking, your sperm may suffer in quality, while Rhonda may have menstrual disorders if she is a smoker and drinker as well. Second, there could be nutritional factors such as eating disorders and diets. In detail, if a woman has a deficit of folic acid, it greatly increases the chances of birth defects, and one's reproductive health also suffers severely. Do you get enough nutrition?
Not particularly, no.
Living on the street, this is a very likely cause of your poor reproductive health. Furthermore, there may be hormonal factors. This can affect sperm quality as well as make it difficult for Rhonda to conceive. Sexual history, as evidenced by your past, is very likely the cause of poor reproductive health in the situation. To explain, you engaged in sexual activity with someone who could have very well had genital warts. Any kind of STI can greatly affect reproductive health and make it difficult to reproduce. There are many other factors such as stress and medications that may impact your reproductive health, but these are the most likely causes. Due to your inability to reproduce, you may experience many issues. First, you might experience a stressful sex life. After having unprotected sex and trying to conceive, knowing that you have trouble conceiving might impact your future sex life severely. This can be in many different ways, such as reducing intimacy and passion that comes with a sexual relationship. Also, the relationship might be strained. One partner might start to blame the other for this lack of reproductive ability, and thus the relationship might start to fall apart. Finally, if you two do not finally, if you two do not receive proper counseling and if you do not communicate effectively, you may suffer severe psychological consequence yourselves and each other, falling into a depressive state and halting the relationship.
Are we truly infertile or should we go for a checkup?
Infertility is defined as the inability to reproduce after having unprotected sexual intercourse over a 12-month duration. It is unclear as to whether or not you have been trying for an entire 12 months, so it is impossible to determine whether or not you are truly infertile. However, due to the fact that you have tried and you are having issues, this does represent poor reproductive health. I do advise you to go seek medical advice and go see a doctor immediately.
Okay, and what are some of our options?
There are several options in this case. The first thing you can do is get counseling. You are clearly not sure about what to do next and need some form of guidance and assistance. It is a hard thing to deal with, and it never hurts to get a second opinion. Next, you should consider getting treatment, such as fertility drugs, implanting eggs, injecting healthy sperm into the uterus, and lastly, surgery. It's become apparent that you are having trouble having the baby on your own and might want to resort to medical options to help you conceive. The next thing to consider is adoption if you're having trouble making babies. The next option to consider is surrogate motherhood, which is when another female carries and gives birth to the baby. This option will definitely provide you with a child, but it could be expensive and the same emotional bond of having a true child would not exist. Lastly, you may want to consider remaining childless. The situation at hand seems to be tough, especially on the street. A child is very expensive and maybe waiting for the time being is the best thing for you to do until you are physically and financially ready to have a child.
What is your best recommendation?
To go see a doctor, but in the meantime, please wait. Wait until you both are able to handle the many responsibilities with a child. Wait until you see a doctor and receive help so you two are able to conceive. Some things are best when we are patient.
Okay, thank you so much. Where can we go for help?
Believe it or not, help is never that far away. Here are several resources or services that you can contact for assistance. The first one is Planned Parenthood Toronto. You can reach them at 416-961-0113. Some of the services they provide are giving physicals, STI tests, birth control options, and counseling. Their hours are very accessible, and they have specific drop-in hours as well, and appointments are made via phone call. As for confidentiality, it is a very respectful, confidential, and non-judgmental environment. The focus of the agency is for people between 13 and 29 to meet their health needs. They focus on primary health, sexual health and reproductive health, and mental health. Our next resource is Birth Control and Sexual Health Center, who you can reach at 416-789-4541. The services they offer are birth control counseling, low-cost or free birth control pills, free condoms and Plan B pills, STI testing, HIV testing, pregnancy testing, and sexuality and relationship counseling. Their hours are as well very accessible, but they do not have drop-ins. All appointments are made via phone call. They are very confidential, and all of their testing is anonymous. The agency focuses on sexual and mental health, as well as anonymous testing for diseases like HIV.
These sources can help you for several reasons. Let's begin with the service of Planned Parenthood Toronto. They offer several services that connect to you. Firstly, they offer STI tests, and you have clearly stated that you were involved with someone who had been involved with another person that had genital warts. As well, you both aren't sure about whether or not to have a baby, and Planned Parenthood Toronto offers couples counseling. Next, there is Birth Control and Sexual Health Center. They also offer STI testing, which will be useful to you because of your genital warts dilemma. Lastly, they offer sexuality and relationship counseling, which is definitely what you need, considering that you don't know when to have a baby or if you even should just yet.
Thank you very much. You've definitely helped me and my relationship.
It's always nice to hear that. Have a great day, sir. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we're out.